Imagine this! The hive is overcrowded. The acacia flow is starting at full force. Honey intake is exploding. The queen is laying in every single cell. And you think, this is a perfect colony. And then, shock. One morning, your best swarm is hanging on a branch. Why that one? Why doesn't the weak colony leave? Why does the best one leave? Where did you make a mistake? Was it already too late? Were you only putting out a fire? What if I told you that bees are not chaotic? What if I told you that there is a way to control their flight, their memory, and their energy? Are you ready to stop beekeeping based on luck and start beekeeping with surgical precision? Welcome to a world where you are not just an observer, but a strategist. Welcome to the Snelgrove Method. Introduction to the Snelgrove philosophy. Professional beekeeping does not function on guessing. When you see a swarm hanging on a branch, you are already late. A professional controls the situation before it explodes. Leonard Snelgrove was not just a beekeeper. He was an analyst who understood bee biology better than anyone of his time. He realized that simply adding a super or cutting queen cells was not enough. He created a method for controlling the behavior of the entire colony through management of flight and orientation. Today, we will not only learn a technique, we will learn how bees think. Understanding the Snelgrove method means understanding the distribution of workforce inside the hive. Most beekeepers view swarming as a problem of lack of space, but the truth is deeper. The problem lies in population balance. When too many young bees, too much heat, and too much pheromonal pressure accumulate inside the hive, the colony enters that unstoppable condition, swarm impulse. Snelgrove knew how to redirect that pressure. The biology behind the method. The secret of forager bees. The first thing you must remember: bees follow precise biological patterns. The key figure in the Snelgrove method is the old forager bee. These bees possess incredible location memory. They always return to the same place, the same entrance, the same position they memorized during their first orientation flight. This exact fact is what Snelgrove uses as his strongest weapon. Instead of fighting nature, he uses the instinct of forager bees to manipulate the population inside the hive. While the average beekeeper tries to stop bees by force, Snelgrove redirects them. Before we enter the actual technique of working with the board, I must emphasize something crucial. This series is designed as a logical whole. If you have not watched our previous episodes about swarm biology and the basics of pheromonal communication, make sure to go back to the beginning. The Snelgrove method is not an isolated trick. It is the crown of understanding the bee colony. To fully understand why we open the upper left entrance while closing the lower right one, you must have the foundation from the first episode. Check out our playlists, Basics of Swarm Control, where we learn to recognize the first signs. Biology of the bee colony, the foundation for every professional. Advanced beekeeping techniques, where this video belongs. Click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. On this channel, we do not only learn what to do, but something far more important: why bees do what they do. Your support allows us to continue creating this level of detailed content. The Snelgrove Board. Genius in simplicity. The heart of this method is the Snelgrove Board. At first glance, it is just a simple division board with a specific system of entrances. But in the hands of a beekeeper who thinks strategically, it becomes a control panel for workforce distribution. In classical swarming, the old queen leaves with the forager bees, leaving behind young bees and queen cells. Snelgrove changes this dynamic from its roots. With the help of the board, the colony is divided into two sections. One remains below, the other goes above. And now comes the magic of precision beekeeping. By opening and closing specific entrances on the board, you directly control where the forager bees will return after foraging. One day you direct them upward, another day downward. By constantly shifting this balance, you directly disrupt the stability of the swarm impulse. The bees become confused in a positive way. Their swarming instinct decreases because the internal structure of the colony is constantly changing under your command. Advantages that make the difference. Why would anyone use such a complex method? The answer is simple: maximum honey yield. Many beekeepers panic and create divisions that are too strong. They stop the swarm, but in the process destroy the potential for the main nectar flow because they weaken the colony too much. The Snelgrove approach attempts the impossible, maintaining both swarm control and enormous workforce strength. This is not a method for mechanical copying. It requires you to monitor movement of forager bees, age structure of the bee population, queen pheromonal pressure, timing of entrance openings. One mistake in timing can change the entire dynamic, which is why beginners sometimes find it complicated. But the moment you understand the logic, you become a strategist in the apiary. You no longer chase swarms through neighboring orchards. You no longer make decisions in panic. You control the development of the situation weeks in advance. Reality and challenges. This is not a magic wand. We must be honest. In beekeeping, there is no absolute guarantee. Even the Snelgrove method can fail if the beekeeper reacts too late. If the colony is already deeply inside swarm impulse, if the genetics are extremely swarm-prone, or if weather conditions create extreme nectar intake, even the best system can arrive too late. That is why the Snelgrove method should not be viewed as a trick or a shortcut. This is a management system. A professional beekeeper does not only observe how many frames of bees there are. He reads the hive. Queen laying tempo, density of bees on the top bars, bee behavior at the hive entrance, quality of pollen intake and ventilation. Externally, two hives may look identical, but internally, one may be in working mode, while the other is mentally already hanging on a tree branch. The Snelgrove board is a tool, but your knowledge is what determines the outcome. Conclusion: the difference between keeping and managing. The Snelgrove method commands respect because it forces the beekeeper to learn. It creates a clear line between simply keeping hives and truly managing bee colonies. It teaches you to plan several steps ahead, to understand biology instead of only following technical instructions from a book. When you master this method, your apiary will no longer be a source of stress during May and June. It will become a field of your strategic superiority. What comes next? In the upcoming episodes, we go even deeper into practice. We will show you the exact design and dimensions of the Snelgrove board. The precise sequence of entrance openings by day, the most common mistakes beekeepers make, and how to avoid them. How to combine Snelgrove with maximum honey production. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and follow this series. Your education is the best investment in your apiary. See you in the next episode where we place the Snelgrove board directly onto a hive in real conditions. After we fully master the precision of Snelgrove, we move to the absolute classic of beekeeping ingenuity. Prepare for a new series, the Pagden method, the classic hive shifting trick. While Snelgrove teaches us control through a specialized board, the Pagden method is the mastery of manipulating space and hive position without the need for complicated equipment. You will learn the legendary hive shifting trick that uses the instinct of forager bees to return to the old location in order to artificially create an interruption of swarm impulse. It is a simple but brutally effective method that every beekeeper must have in their arsenal. Stay with us. Beekeeping will never be the same again.